Kolbrin Bible, Book 6, Book of Morals and Precepts, Chapter 5, Man. I found this chapter very instructive. Kolbrin Bible, Book 6, Book of Morals and Precepts, Chapter 5, Man. NPR 5:1. Consider yourselves, my children, and meditate on the reason for your existence and the purpose for which you were brought into being. Contemplate your powers, ponder your circumstances, discover your inescapable duties, and face your earthly obligations. NPR 5:2. Assume your burdens cheerfully, for they are not imposed capriciously. The one God has set a hard task, but it is not beyond your capabilities. Remember that every affliction, however grievous and seemingly unnecessary, serves a purpose and end. NPR 5:3. O man, you are the delight and sorrow of your God. You have been set apart with peculiar favor and exalted above all other creatures. He has endowed you with reason to maintain your dominion. He has bestowed upon you the faculty of speech, that wisdom may accumulate throughout your generations. He has exalted your mind so that it may be perceptive of beauty and grandeur. He has ordained the law which circumscribes your life and adjusted your nature to accord with your duties and destiny. NPR 5:4. Each man is an individual work of God, his mind a fragment of his will. The breath of God gives him life. NPR 5:5. The sole God formed you as he fashioned the beasts of the field and forest. He made you last and placed you at the pinnacle of creation. Command and jurisdiction over all were given unto you. From among the creatures of the forest and the beasts of the field, you ascended in triumphant superiority, and your yoke is upon them. We forget that God is the God of souls. Whatever is necessary to shape it is what he will let happen. He gave us a spark of himself, what we call a soul. And when we have intercourse, we create a child that is a part of two people united in one body. In God's case, it is taking only from himself and placing it in another. That spark is what must be shaped, and since it is a part of him, he understands it is placing it in another. That spark is what must be shaped, and since it is a part of him, he understands it is not easy to see things you know to be wrong and still be detached enough to understand. Sometimes if a person will not help themselves, you cannot save them. We are young and must learn, just as we are expected to teach the soul he entrusts to your care as a parent. Your being young and still learning will make mistakes. Having that spark, you do have access to what he does, but free will unrestrained will lead to arrogance. I think Earth should be seen like a nursery that allows us to interact with others, but limits the amount of damage the young could do. The goal is twofold: get us to embrace free will, that spark within us, but teach us that humility tempers free will, so that when you are ready, you will understand and restrain yourself from damaging others. From imaginary feelings, you are doing good. Compassion is a great thing, but you can't rescue those that will not fight to save themselves. They must ask, or all will suffer.